Hello and welcome back to second half coverage from Millom. This is of course the under-19 Three Counties Championship. It's Cumbria taking on Yorkshire. We've seen a tremendously physical first half. My name's Dave Parkinson, delighted to be in the company on Park Prairie. I think everyone will have calmed down with that 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. I think both coaches have had a word. I think the officials will probably have a little chat about what they thought at half time. There's a little few skirmishes before the end of half time, so I think a lot of it will be sorted out. Both teams, all the nerves will have gone now, so they'll settle down, and there's a chance of going out and winning the game. If Yorkshire score first, it'll be a massive uphill battle for Cumbria, but I think if Cumbria can get some confidence and score, then it'll be game on.
Yorkshire kick off to Cumbria, so first use of possession as far as Cumbria are concerned, 12 metres from their own line. Johnson has moved himself into dummy half as he was in the first. And here's Garner, strong carry but great defence through the middle.
Yeah, definitely, and I think they've ramped up a little bit. Spacings are good, they're not as compressed, Yorkshire, and the tackling in numbers, a little bit more control at the ruck than there has been. Austin's a big boy, but again, three in the ruck. They're a little bit deeper off the ruck. They're not as tight, they're not as tight, so they can defend a little bit better there. So very difficult to get out, and the wind's picked up a little bit. So again, the kicking game has got to be absolutely spot on for it to even get somewhere near getting out of this half.
And here's Emsley. It's good in that first half, played in the wars and wins a penalty as well.
They've definitely had a word at half time, because in the first half that would not have been given. So, credit to the officials there that have got that right. They've cleaned up that area on the first set, and that'll set the tone for this half.
So ball kicked into touch. Chance here for Cumbria. 45 metres from their own line. Johnson to tap. Turns it to Emsley. Scotland under-19 international makes some great yards to get over halfway. Plays it to Johnson. Fed in field. This is Kellett. Kellett through hands. Alright, so with Bickerdike. Bickerdike between defenders. He's lost the ball though.
It's come up with a poor area there. Ethan Bickerdike should have squared up a little bit and got his centre away, but he ran across him, got him a little bit tight, little tight offload that put his team under pressure, and should have caught and passed early or squared up and played a little bit later, but he didn't do any of them things, and come up with a bad area just on the halfway line. So, again, Yorkshire had a little bit of the tails up with getting some field position early on in this half.
16-6 at half time.
Number 15 going off.
There's a knock here for Kai Fowler. He scored that really important try, didn't he, just before half time?
Right on the bell, great support from Kai, but bring another big boy on for Kai, but he scored a great try just before half time.
So Yorkshire feed this scrum, retain possession. Run comes in from Owen Bowie. Over the halfway line he goes. Boys from Shawcross. There's quite a few Shawcross lads in this team.
Yeah, and credit to Mick and his team that get them to this level. Again, another penalty at the ruck, so the referee's right on it this half. We hardly had any penalties early on in the half for dissent at the ruck, but again, two early ruck penalties give Yorkshire the possession.
Gives a really good bit of field position for them to try and work from as well. 20 metres from the line. They're going to tap and get us started through Joel Russell.
And it's important that defend this set, Cumbria, and they come up with a huge error from the captain, who's had a tremendous game till that point. And they come up, he's running away from the ball rather than onto the ball, and he reached out and it was fingertips and he knocked it on. So a relieving knock on for Cumbria.
I think that's his first mistake as well, isn't it? He's been very good up until that point.
I thought he'd been outstanding. He looked to carry early on in the set. He was just running away from the ball, and it was just a fingertip thing, and he clean dropped it.
Let's see if Cumbria can clear the lines. That's Evan Jones. Wrestled by three, still going though. Good yards for him to the 30. Johnson feeds it to Emsley. He was the short runner. Gets past the first tackler. Carras getting touches of Green, who gets him low down. Johnson picks up out a dummy half. Options down the right hand side. Man missed out. It's with Zach Steele. Strong defence off his wing by Brad Baines. Johnson as Emsley running for him in field. It's a poor play the ball.
Real from Zach there, and poor knock on from Zach. He knocked the ball on. Another mistake just on the halfway line for Cumbria, and they're inviting this Yorkshire team on. They've got to either kick early and chase or just get to the back end of the sets. They went down a short edge again and then picked up out a dummy half from the centre and they clean knocked it on. So get back on the middle, stay through the middle, kick the ball either left or right where the spaces are. Kick chase has got to be massive with this wind, and a little play on from Yorkshire here.
Yeah, they took it down the left-hand side. Harrison Sutcliffe will play it. Joe Russell feeds it in field. Good defence. An overwhelming defensive play there. Russell's looking round. He's got Robbie Newton out on this left-hand side. Ball switch to the right. It was thrown at his face. They both take it in, did Myers.
Good strongly running by the Yorkshire side. Really impressed with the forwards that carry the ball strong. They've gone out the back here, but again, the short on numbers. Good footwork from the full-back.
Llewellyn, nice stepping from him. Gets inside that 20, still going, gets an offload. Ball on the right-hand side. Looking more confident here. Nice play from Yorkshire, 2 metres out from the try line. Vivian calls for a knock-on. It wasn't ruled, though. And instead, this is the full-back Llewellyn stepping through.
Last tackle play, yeah, so see what they can come up with at the back end of the set.
It's fed down this left-hand side. Kick comes in. Oh, it's a shocker. And that's some real good pressure heading away from Zach Steele. Not convinced.
It's definitely not back to one. It was a clean knock on, and I think the crowd down here is influenced the linesman who made the decision. But again, it's absolutely desperate defending from Cumbria, who defended real well, but again, the kicking game from Yorkshire, the back end of sets was real poor. They had an opportunity to play on numbers and run the ball. They've got a strong wind with them, so even if they turn the ball over, it's very difficult for Cumbria to get out, but they opt for that kick, but it was a poor flapper of a kick that allowed Cumbria to get on the ball. It was back to one, and then they come up with an error on the next play and let Cumbria off. But they'll start this set 30 metres from their own goal line, and it's a big ask to get out of here with this wind, and you can't kick your way out of trouble. You've got to run your way out.
I've got to admit, Paul, it's one of the strangest kicks I've ever seen on a rugby league field. That was.
I just think he took his eye off the ball a little bit when he kicked it. It was off the outside of his foot. He was trying something cute, but again, you've got to be decisive and not cute, and be positive with your kick, and you can't have a speculator and play it with the outside of your foot. So it's something both sides need to work on is the end of set plays. Everyone works on structure, but they probably don't finish your sets off at this level really in training. The players gone on play 5 and 6, just run the play and start again and run specialist sets. So it's about finishing your sets at this game. If both sides had finished the sets a little bit better, it allowed more pressure for both sides to put on each other.
Still 16 points to 6, and dare I say there was probably a bit of justice done there, because for me it looked like it was a knock-on.
Yeah, it was definitely a knock-on. It was a poor kick. It was a knock-on. It went backwards, and it was they kicked it forward, Cumbria, and that's when he gave back to one, because he thought it was a knock-on. It should have been chucked back to the first infringement.
So here comes Mossop through the middle for Cumbria, wrapped up by 3, and Green is once again involved.
Yeah, I think Austin's got to, he can only be wrestled if you want to be wrestled, and I think he's got to lose his legs and get to the floor and play the ball a little bit quicker. He's very strong, but he's got to use that to attack defenders and get down and play the ball.
Johnson, ball moved down this right-hand side, Pickerdike juggles with it, then feeds it out the back to Zach Steele. Good defence from Yorkshire on the edge though. But play the ball, Johnson in field, finds Emsley hurling himself forward, picking up some great meters.
He's had a great game, Charlie. He just works, and he's let that go. He's given a knock on, but again, infringement of the ruck, and it probably should have been a penalty to Cumbria, that play, and Charlie's frustrated with the referee there. But again, you've got to regain your feet, clear the ruck. If it's messy, don't play the ball, and then you might get a penalty if you just push him off and just try and play the ball. But again, it's just a poor penalty. Again, I don't think Cumbria have got over that 60 metre mark for the last 4 sets.
It seems a long time, doesn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, sometimes that happens, and sometimes when you get a set in the opponent's 20, they don't know how to defend it because they haven't been there for a long time. So that might go for Cumbria, but again, this Yorkshire side are full of running, and full of movement and play what we call players in motion, but they've come up with an error, and this is the first time in this half that Cumbria will have a set in the opponent's half.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy, unfortunately, there from Llewellyn. He did his level best, didn't he, to manufacture that quick play of the ball. We've been talking about ruck speed.
Yeah, you're definitely doing it, and it only takes a little tap or a foot left in there that creates a mistake. It's not probably seen by officials at this level, and they're looking at something else, and all they see is the ball on the floor, so they need help from the touch judges determining whether it was a knock-on or not.
That's a good carry down the left-hand side by Evan Jones, the Dalton centre on the 40-metre line. Good field position this for Cumbria. Stevenson follows up, strong carry through the middle. Once more Green involved in the stop. Next amongst the back line, Ennis brings it right. Good ball to Emsley. Emsley, 30 metres from the line. He'll play it to Johnson. Johnson spots something down the right. There's Bickerdike. Diving challenge comes in.
Some outstanding defence there from the Yorkshire team. The winger just read that real well and shot in. But again, I think they've just got to play off a little bit of a pass. A short again. The foreman's on the first stick. We'll see that.
He's
so
still
the space on the outside, and they come down the short edge.
Oh, is that an opportunity?
That's very strong. There's a chance from the score, Zach, but he's held up. Again, I think the space is on that left. The Cumbria's left, the Yorkshire's right, where the foreman gets tight on that first stick that leaves three defenders to defend all that edge, and they end up going the wrong way and turning the ball over a metre off the goal line.
It's a good run out of dummy half. Yorkshire clearing the lines. It's the fullback Llewellyn who's stepped up, it must be said, this second half.
I thought he's had a great second half, hasn't he? He's into everything. He's hurt there though. He's on the floor. He's asking for treatment. I think he's gone over on his ankle. He's in a bit of pain here, or cramped up. A young lad with cramp.
That shouldn't happen, should it?
I shouldn't say that.
Here come Yorkshire. Less said about that, the better. Let's move on.
I think that this half's a lot cleaner. The rucks are a lot cleaner. And again, some great lines from this fella, this back rower.
Outstanding run coming in there from Hurst. Been running strong all the way through this game, hasn't he?
Yeah, but again, it's gone dead and goal. No, it's a fantastic kick. That's a better kick. Now we'll have to see what Ethan's got to get out of there.
Oh, does well.
He's got to get down, though. He's going to if they get numbers in.
Oh, he's holding him up.
Absolutely outstanding from Ethan Bickerdike to get out of there. Great kick chase. Now you'll get a hungry Yorkshire team.
Bibby tries to split them from dummy half. Those are 5 hard-fought metres.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get out of here.
Johnson feeds it down the left. Tackle is good once more from Burden. He's been very good defensively too.
There's been a lot of work this half. These Cumbria forwards getting out, so you might see a change early from the bench with Connor. Great run again. Mark's a little bit tight. Fantastic run out of dummy half.
Good work by Johnson. That.
Yeah, very very good.
Up to the 30-metre line. Going to have to try and get the kick away. Here's Bickerdike. He's been caught. Oh, he's been caught in possession.
And that's the danger, isn't it? Again, so it puts more pressure on. They've got to defend. Difficult, that's how difficult it was for Yorkshire in the first half, trying to get out. And what you see is Cumbria having one set in the opponent's half this half. So again, they'll be defending from 30 metres out. Very, very strong running pack, this Yorkshire side, so difficult to contain.
Woods, 25 metres from the line, he's won a penalty as well. Emsley pleads his innocence.
He might kick this goal. It depends how confident they feel. If they tap it means they're full of confidence, which they have done.
Yeah, Woods throws himself at the line again. This time takes on Mossop. 12 metres out from the line, directly in front of the posts. It's going to be Diskin, and he'll pass to the right. Niall Green.
Short on that left side, Cumbria, if they don't watch it. They've got to get off the line here and defend a little bit tight. Here's the money play.
Down that side. Big run coming in from Burden. He's got over the line. Has he scored it?
If he'll give this, he's held up. Yeah, it was a great defensive effort from Elliot Bibby there to get over and Evan Jones to pull him up, to pattern each other on the back there. It's a massive effort to stop that play. They were short on numbers, and he got round the back of the centre, so it was up to Elliot and the centre to stop him, and they did a fantastic job.
There's a lot of blue and white shirts in the frame then that we've got over.
Yeah, and they press really hard from the inside to defend that, which is a sign of a good defensive side. But all the pressure now is coming from Yorkshire. The amount of possession in good ball, they look comfortable, they've got plenty of width and shape, so difficult to contain, and they just have to find the right pass.
Playing it down this left hand side, inside pass comes in, that's Hurst. Again, there's defence there though.
Again, the middle, look at the edge now. The Cumbrian edge is shot to pieces. They've got Elliot Bibby, one man off that side, and pressure. Give it back to one, but again they're in trouble on that left side.
Still
Cumbria's left side, but they're going to come in short, which is poor read from Yorkshire really. Players down all over the place.
So that was very sporting from the Cumbrian player on this right hand side. You've got the full-back Llewellyn. Got there with cramp, and he was trying to sort it out for him.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit, isn't he? He was down at the far end with cramp, now he's up this end with cramp. They might have to replace him a little bit and try and get that out of him, and or else they might do some damage if they leave him out there. When he's struggling, he'll just cramp up when he's running.
I was very surprised though that it was Zach Steele who was trying to sort it out for him.
Zach's a good honest kid. He's got some good skills, Zach, and some good footwork.
Fair play to him as well, by the way, for being so sporty.
Yeah, definitely. I think
pointing it out to everybody as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're good kids and they know what it's all about when somebody's in trouble. They don't want to see anybody in trouble.
Tough enough game anyway, isn't it, Paul?
Tough enough without that, yeah. Please give Cumbria a chance to recoup and reorganise the defensive line.
They've now fanned that defence out like we were talking about.
Yeah, but if you just look now, you've got Jack Stevenson who's in the middle of the post, so the principle there is to play out the back with a sweep runner, maybe play with a little bit more depth that puts pressure on Elliot and Evan to come out and defend it rather than just slide out. So put some lead runners in there, so there's a chance now that if Yorkshire go on a shift play, Jack's real tight, so he's got to come out real hard. You can either turn it back in if he comes out over presses. Looks like they're going out the back on this play. Here we go.
Certainly are.
So
he's down that right hand side.
To get him on numbers, he just finds a pass.
Tell you what, he's going to run for Burden, and he gets there this time.
So they had plenty of time to organise the play, and Cumbria still defended real narrow. As soon as you get that four-man in the middle of the post, he struggles to defend his outside, and it just becomes getting over his centre. It becomes a foot race to the corner, which they didn't defend. They defended it on the last set because the press was good from the inside, but you can't defend it too many times because the power and the pace of set after set after set will get you in the end.
You're asking a lot of your defence as well, aren't you? Just to keep trying to answer that question.
Oh, definitely. When you're narrow, and the principle is to try and get your foreman outside that second post, so that, the press becomes easier, and they can't get over your centre because he defends a little bit square, and they're doing that. They're just getting over that centre, so the winger doesn't know whether to come in and help the centre or hold on his winger. If he holds on his winger, it's a foot race, and you need the full back to help the centre. He's a strong boy on that right centre, so it's difficult to hold on. On the last player they got him. Because they pressed real hard from the inside. On that play, they didn't have as much press and they didn't have the sideline to help him as a defender, so then they conceded the try.
Second try of the game for Burden.
16 gone.
16 minutes of the second half gone. 20 points to 6 with this kick to come, and the flags are raised. So it's
fantastic
22-6.
Yeah, fantastic kick, and I think all the ascendances now with Yorkshire, you can see the fuller running, the pack's been outstanding. This Cumbria pack's defended. You might see a change and get some fresh bodies on. I think they need some energy in the middle out there again because they're defending that hard. And probably need to complete the set, kick the ball a little bit better, knock the ball out, get some energy back. So walk to a scrum and just manage the game a little bit better. If they don't, you could have a little bit of a blowout score for Yorkshire here.
Certainly Cumbria don't deserve that with the effort they put in.
Definitely not on his small margins, but I think Yorkshire did it real tough in the first half, and that try before half time giving them momentum. The second half they got the win, difficult for Cumbria to get out, and then they put a good play on there against a set defence, but they just defend a little bit narrow Cumbria off the goal line with that four-man defending the middle of the post.
Woods has lost possession. Chance here for Cumbria. Let's see what they've got on the set plays.
How many times we talk about that, Dave? They scored, and second play on a yardage set after they've scored, come up with an error, which we haven't seen for most parts of this half from the Yorkshire team.
That concentration gets you again, doesn't it?
Yeah, they relax a bit now. They've got 20 points up. They'll relax a little bit, 20 points to 6. But momentum is a dangerous thing. It only takes Cumbria to get a score, and it's 20 points to 6, and it's game on again. It's only a try and a goal and a goal on that level. So you're just playing a little bit one out. Charlie needs a little bit of support.
Yeah, there was no one running for him really, wasn't there? Emsley to the 10-metre line. Ball played to Johnson. He'll switch it left. Through the hands of the halves again. Oh, not much doing. Good offload though. Back to Johnson, who goes again for the post. Cumbria will move this ball left. Through hands out to Bickerdike. Bickerdike doesn't really draw anybody. Instead asks a lot for the centre, and the centre's gone straight over the top. Evan Jones did tremendously well there.
Yeah, what he did there, Ethan, is he squared up a little bit. I know he played off the line a little bit, but he created the space for Evan to get one-on-one because he squared up. He didn't keep going over and running him out of space. He squared up, gave him an early ball, got some one-on-one with the centre. Evan Jones, very good grip on the football, very strong in contact, and just bumped him off and got a great try. So, so it's game on now, isn't it? They're within 10, 12 points of the Yorkshire side. They've relaxed a little bit. Momentum has gone towards Cumbria through that, and they might feed off that. They might get a change from the bench a little bit now as well, and get some energy on there, because if they don't, this forward pack here for Cumbria have worked so hard to even stay in this game with the amount of possession that Yorkshire have had. Very difficult kick against the wind here, so if he gets it, it'll be a massive bonus. But the rain's starting to come down a little bit now, so what you'll see is a few more errors in this half from both sides, so it's who manages that the best to keep control of the game.
So Kelly sets his sights. Cumbria 10, Yorkshire 22, and the flags are waved that one away, so it remains 22 points to 10. But like you were saying, back in the game, down by 12 points, you can work your way back in at this stage.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. I think we've got half an hour left or something like that, haven't we? So there's plenty of time. Just need some field position. It shows that when they get up that end and put some shape on, they can score. So, so it'll be interesting back end to this half. And like I say, Cumbria need all the possession really in the Yorkshire half to put a dent in them. But again, Yorkshire look very dangerous off the Cumbria side's goal line.
Into the last quarter we go. 60 minutes on the board. Cumbria back in possession, trailing by 12 points, and they track him down there. So a good challenge on Carl Garner. Here's Bickerdike, tries to wrong foot the marker defence, which comes in well from Russell. Also helping out there was John Diskin. Nice quick play of the ball. Here's Johnson. Johnson's through. Johnson's still going. Takes on the fullback. Looks for support. It's there by Steele. Steele drifts past one. Drifts past a couple. Still going over the halfway line.
Great move from the hooker there to get out of dummy half there. Again, what we see is Marcus tight, big ears, clean hole to go through, and he exploited it. Good spot from him. And now Cumbria look like they've got the ascendancy, they've got the tails up. Again, we've got a player down in backfield and the game stopped, which will help Yorkshire.
Yeah, I didn't really see what happened with that player in the background. There didn't seem to be anybody near him, unfortunately.
No, he just went down. Looks like he's in trouble. I think he's holding his leg. Can't actually see who it is, but the physios are straight on. Do a great job. These fellas at this level, they're straight on. They see it before anybody sees it. I think that's what they're looking for.
Just looking.
It's a kid again, isn't it? It's a full back again. Llewellyn, is it?
Yeah, he's been in the wars, hasn't he?
I think they're going to have to replace this kid. He's struggling a little bit. He'll be a bit low when he goes off because he's been impeccable in what he's done. He's been in the right place. He's very quick, but he's really struggling. That's the thing with cramp. If you stay on too long and you can't get rid of it, you can do some damage, and in the end you have to go off.
Here's Steele cutting back in field. 22 metres in from touch. Last tackle has been reached. Cumbria 30 metres from the line. They've sent it down the right hand side where the kick comes in. It's played out all almost the referee.
I don't know whether it's played that there, David. His legs have just bounced back into his arms, but they've give it back to his Charlie. Again, he needs some support. He carries so strongly. He deserves some support. Big player. They've got give a penalty away here, but again, the big spaces. They're screaming for defenders on the right side, Cumbria's left side. They're going to be in trouble if they play out the back here.
Let's see if that's what happens.
Hit the lead, but if they'd have played out the back, they'd probably walked in.
So Ennis is held up short. He'll play this ball to Johnson. Johnson will bring it back to the middle. He'll have a dart himself, actually. That's where he's held up. Good tackle by Green. Ennis pops it left. There's still space there, isn't there?
Again, he hit a short lead. Went out the back's the play. They've got 3-on-1 on the outside if they've gone out the back. It's a short lead. And they've just misread players. Evan Jones.
Oh, has he got over?
I don't think he'll give that.
No, he's just short. He's just short. Johnson will burrow. Has he got there?
I think he's given that though.
He will go over. And Cumbria, they're right back in that. Look at the way they're celebrating.
Yeah, and they've got the tails up now. they've got the tails up, they've got some momentum. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't some great football in there, but it was route one that got them in the end. A little play out of dummy half. Johnson, very, very strong dummy half player, had 2 shots to get over out of dummy half in that set. So it just shows you that he probably is a prolific dummy half try scorer, you know, when they do that. So we've got to watch that. But again, it's a soft try from Yorkshire giveaway, but it gives all the momentum to Cumbria. It'll be 22-14 or 22-16 now. So it's game on.
22-14 it is currently. But yes, some great work by Johnson. He's been good out of that area, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been strong.
Really good.
He's spotted the gaps. Sometimes the hooker can go too much off the goal line. The first time I thought the player was on to play, but the second time he was right to go and score.
Ground falls silent.
Very difficult kick to make from the touchline. Drilled it.
Tried to keep it below the.
It just shows how strong the wind is, though, Dave, doesn't it? When we're up here behind the gantry and we're there, the cameraman's shielding us a little bit, but up it, but down here it's cold. But again,
I thought there was a reason why you was
the flags are bending, the rain's coming down. You know, some errors, and so I think there's 15 minutes to go. So it's game on. I think it's a great advert for at this level for kids that give everything they've got, and nobody's giving, and the momentum has gone to the Cumbrian team.
Tell you what, this weather has definitely turned for the worst, hasn't it?
I know.
Yorkshire on the halfway line. It's going to be their stand. Aaron Brooks to get us underway again.
Very really tired here, Cumbria on yard. This ball's going to be difficult. This guy can kick a ball and he's put it up in the air and he's put it long, and they've had trouble dealing with it off kick-offs. It's bounced all over the place, and now it's pouring down here now, and it's going to be real greasy to pick up, and you know, he's really varied his kick-offs, this kid.
This is the first of 3 county championship games you can see over the weekend. We've got one tomorrow, the under-17s taking part at Milford. As Mossop runs back, is that? Yeah, it's Mossop on the 20-metre line. He'll play to Johnson. Johnson out to Emsley. Emsley, great run. Huge run forward.
Yeah, he's had a great game, Charlie. Just deserving. The halves could probably support. Again, we've got a player out in backfield that's looks like a bad knee injury there, out in backfield. And Yorkshire have given another penalty away that allows Cumbria to get some field position. That's how strong the wind is. Kick that ball and it's nearly blew over our tower here.
Definitely did. Johnson will tap it on the halfway line, turns it to Emsley. Still all kinds of trouble in the background, by the way, from the Yorkshire player.
Playing with a man short here, so there's a numerical advantage somewhere, but again, they've turned the ball back inside when they've got all of England on the outside to play on numbers. Sometimes they pre-plan where they drop that third middle in, but they've got to play out the back sometimes and test the edges.
Oh, it's not on as well. No, it's gone backwards.
Don't know about that one.
I'm not convinced, to be fair, but Garner's not hanging around.
He's given a penalty, so again, frustrating. They're getting a little bit frustrated here, Yorkshire. They're talking to the referee and coming up with some errors, but there was a bad call went against them on that set where we didn't think it was that. It was a knock-on for all mine, but you know, again, if Cumbria score here, it'll be game on.
Emsley's inside that 20. I noticed the guy that's going off is George Hurst. He's been in great form for Yorkshire today. Is the ball swept left? Good shot ball. Stevenson in. Great score. It was coming.
And I think they're doing the right thing here. The Cumbria coaches, they're changing the whole middle. The middle have been outstanding. You know, both sides all the game, and Cumbria now have got the ascendancy. They want some energy through that middle because Yorkshire will throw everything at them through the middle. But it's game on for this last. I think we've got 8-10 minutes left, something like that, have we? 13 left. We've got 30 minutes left, and it's game on. So it's back-to-back tries for Cumbria. That puts them back in the game.
18 points to 22.
And this kick, Dave, is kickable.
You say this. I was never a goal kicker.
I wasn't myself. I had 2 left feet. But this kick is kickable. If he kicks this, it's game on 22-20. I think both sides will give everything they've got in the hard condition. This kid Johnson at 9 been outstanding. Shane Sanderson's gone on. He's a magnificent defender through the middle. So, you know, they've shored the middle up. They've got some energy in there for the back end of the game, which is crucial. So these last 13 will be 12 minutes when kick off are crucial, and these subs that have gone on have got to play a big part in keeping this energy levels up for Cumbria.
So Kelly has converted. It's 20 points to 22 in favour of Yorkshire. We have one heck of a last 12 minutes going on.
It's been a great game, hasn't it? Under extreme conditions, it's been cold and wet, but there's been some good football played. There's been some good football played, some good defensive efforts. A little bit scrappy first half in terms of rucks, but that's been sorted out by the officials, so all credit to them. And this second half has been top draw.
Very much so. We must apologise as well for the loss of our scoreboard.
Is it blown over?
It's blown over, I think. We're doing well to cling on to our position.
And there's the kick that's difficult to deal with.
Turnbull does well. Picks it up. Good drive as well to the 20.
They've got to be careful here, Yorkshire.
Oh.
Again, I don't know about that one. The look to knock on, there's infringement of the rope, there's been some strange decisions. But again, this kid there, I don't think he's knocked the ball on. But again, you've got to forget about that now, it's gone. You've got to defend this goal line. They've defended real well. Don't get too narrow, or else you'll leave space on that right side. The fullback's gone off for Yorkshire, who's been outstanding on the sweep, so they've lost that threat. They'll probably have to play route one and hit some leads because they haven't got him out the back, so we've got to watch for that. But it'll be a crucial set for Yorkshire. Cumbria, they've got to defend this set to have any chance of winning this game.
Well, that pass looks a little suspect, but Yorkshire continue through the middle, 20 metres away from the line. It's about a dummy half and sent to the left-hand side. There's Fowler, downed in that particular hit. Now he's fed down the right-hand side again, through hands out to that busy number 16 Bowie. Inside the 10 he goes. Green's lined himself up in the middle, but he continues to go down the right-hand side. Oh, and then an error comes in. Great defence from Cumbria. Bickerdike picks up.
Great defence from Cumbria, like you say. They scramble really well. A big hit there. We couldn't actually see who it was. I think it was Evan Jones. He's hurt himself in the process. But a great tackle. The ball's kicked out there. Great run from Shane Toll, straight up the middle. The marks are getting real tight. Everyone's getting tired, so there's an opportunity for the dummy halves to squeeze and get away. Again, there's interference at the ruck.
Next run comes in from Terrell. Tries to do likewise. Powerful search. Equally powerful defence against him though from Burden, who's been outstanding for Yorkshire this afternoon. Cumbria moving the ball to this right hand side. There's Mossop again. Gets the offload out to Turnbull. Turnbull feeds it further away to Steele. He was going to get hit from all angles then Steele.
It's a good play there from Cumbria, under pressure, coming out on yardage. Little interplays between the forwards, makes it difficult to defend against. Little plays again through the middle, again getting, and they're really playing some good stuff. And I don't know about that. I don't understand that. I just think it wasn't a forward pass. Some great play, and he's pulled it for a forward. A little bit of frustration. Everyone's trying to calm down, but Cumbria have got to win this game. They've got to score a try to win, so they can play from anywhere rather than inside the 20. He might not get that opportunity to play from inside the 20.
He's doing everything he knows, isn't he, Bickerdike, to try and inspire this Cumbria inside. There was about 3 times he got himself involved in the build-up plays there.
Yeah, definitely. And what he did well was he passed and moved and made himself available again. And there was some great, like from their own 20 there, they pushed and played out. He went back to the middle, pushed and played again. Nearly got away on that edge. There's a few players going down with cramp, which seems to be a problem. I don't know whether it would be the cold weather or what they've drank before the game. But some good play there, and he was pulled up at the end for was probably a dubious forward pass, but both sides playing well. It gives a chance for Yorkshire to get a breath, because all they've done for this last 10 or 15 minutes is defend.
They have. It's been impressive from them the way they've been able to try and hold out and still maintain this lead. But that's a scrappy ball. Tell you what though, momentum certainly with Cumbria.
I just think they've let the full back out the back. I thought he had a great game. He organised them. They're playing one out, the real deep. They're not really playing tight off the rucks, which we've got going forward. And that's the run again. And they're in danger here of imploding Yorkshire and conceding a late try to lose this game, because somebody's got to take control, go hard, support the ball, kick the ball well. They've got the wind behind them. They don't need to carry it as much as what they're doing. They can kick it into the corners, kick and chase and see the game out, but they're just feeding Cumbria a little lifeline to get themselves in front. If Cumbria hit the front here, anything can happen in this last 8 and 9 minutes.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of a kicking game from Yorkshire throughout this game, really, have we? But especially not the second half.
No, I I think both sides have struggled in that department. I think when you coach at this level or playing at this level, it's very difficult when you don't understand. You don't understand this when you're playing with new players and a new team. Sometimes if you get a side that's together for a couple of years, you end up with a bit of success at this level. But U19s, they push on. You have them for a year, then they push on. So it's about getting a group of kids that 1 year that have probably got a good kicking game, the next year they won't. So it's making the best of what you've got, really.
Here's Turnbull, he's certainly made the best of what he's got, up towards the 20. Sanderson throws a dummy, surges on, he's free inside the 20, turns for some support.
Go hard here.
And he's that man Terrell, well, he lines it up, got loads of numbers out the left again.
Half again here.
Comes down the left hand side. Good ball to Emsley, he's well held.
Forward passing, end of set.
Turnover,
yeah, end of set play. But this is where Cumbria want Yorkshire. You've got to be careful not to give a penalty away. Yorkshire have got to be clean and get to a kick. They probably don't have to carry for 6 tackles here. Yorkshire, they can actually kick and chase. The wingers are playing up for both sides, and the fullback's pretty shallow, so there's loads of room behind Ethan, and he's got no protection from his wingers. They might start dropping back now. One started on this side, but Elliot Bibby on the other side hasn't dropped back on the long side, so he's probably the biggest threat to concede on that long side if he doesn't start dropping into a pocket. He's still up there now, he's still up. And he kicks behind him, and there he goes. So Elliot's got to get behind the ball and help. So the kick chase is good here.
It's a clever kick, that.
Yeah, it's a very good kick because they got the winger that stayed up. But this kid is quick, and he's got good footwork.
To the 30-metre line. Still behind by 2 in this game of Cumbria. Hope you're enjoying the coverage via our league this afternoon as Emsley charges it. He's been excellent this afternoon for Cumbria. Really impressed with his efforts.
Works really hard. And Jack Stevens, both back rowers have been real good. I think both sides have given another guy down with cramp, struggling again. I've never seen as many kids go down with cramp in the game. It shows the ferocity and the intensity of the game, Dave.
It certainly does. Certainly does. And there's players flying in from all angles. It's what we want, though, isn't it? Really?
Well, this half has actually flown by, hasn't it? It's been intense. It's been cleaner, and the officials have got it right this half. They've really marshalled it. Must have had a chat at half time about ruck, and they've dealt with it real early. And since that, they've dealt with it early. There hasn't been many ruck infringements. They've been a lot cleaner, and the game's been better to watch.
Yeah, I was a little conscious we were maybe getting on our match officials' backs a little bit too much in the first half. They've certainly grabbed control of it again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If it continued the whole game, then you would question that, but it hasn't, and they've done a real good job. And they've probably got their act together and sorted it out and made it a real good, clean game. But again, officials coming into this game, they don't know what to expect. Like you say, a lot of testosterone out the back. Here is the play.
Here's Turnbull. They seem to ignore Becky Dyke on that occasion. He was sweeping round.
Kicking to put some pressure on. They've gone down the short edge, which is difficult to kick unless it's on the front foot.
Oh, it's not a bad one. Well picked up though by Baines. Had to be brave there, didn't he, Baines? To get himself on that ball.
Shane Sanderson caught him a real plumb there, and he's hurt himself, but he'll give them a bit of relief. I don't think he's faking it and wanting his treatment of arrest. I think he was genuinely hurt because Shane caught him real strong on that challenge as he was getting up after retrieving the ball.
Well, you already picked out that what a defender Sanderson is. There's an example of it.
Yeah, he's very aggressive, Shane, very strong. He's tenacious, and he really caught the kid there. He's in trouble. That's the second fullback they've had that's might have to leave the field. He's calling for a head knock, so I don't know if they've got any replacements to replace him, especially in that position. It's the winger that's gone to full back on this side. He looks like he's struggling a little bit. Might have to leave the field. He's had the call, so whether they can do it or not.
Curse of the Yorkshire fullback, eh? That sounds like a new thriller, that, doesn't it? This one is certainly a thriller, with Yorkshire just in front by 22 points to 20. It's physical, it's tight, it's tough. Some excellent rugby being played considering these conditions, which are blustery and wet. All bodes well for our second game, that, doesn't it?
No. The pitch is magnificent after this game, isn't it? You think it cut up a little bit. It's been raining steadily throughout the game, but it hasn't made a dent in it. And I think both Yorkshire and Cumbria opening sides will be looking at and thinking it's a great track to play in. It might be a little bit wet and windy, but we can play some attractive football on here if we play early enough.
Been very short in this set, Yorkshire. Oh, and then conceded a penalty.
And again, that wouldn't have been given in the first half, and then the 17 elbowed him, with the ball in hand, which is no need, and it's an absolute killer for Yorkshire, that. But again, somebody's just got to go straight and hard and get some field position.
15 metres out from the line. Sanderson at dummy half will turn it left. Where's Ennis? There he is. Ball comes out the back.
That'll be back to one.
Picked up by Bickerdike. Bickerdike drifts across field. Another set of 6 tacklers, Paul Prairie mentioned. Sanderson moves himself forward, gets inside the 20. He'll play this to Bickerdike. He'll drift forward from dummy half, buys another 5 metres. Is it building here for Cumbria? Is it building? Well, Mossop will take a settler. It's a good run. It's a huge carry.
And this is the money play. The real short Yorkshire on this left side. Cumbria's left side, they're real short. They've got big spaces outside the centre. If they can get to him, they've got to him. But again, they need that sweep runner to get the link, but they haven't got him. The fullback's gone real early. Ethan, he's sat himself on that edge, but the player's gone now. This player's probably back on the middle.
He's down it forward as Bickerdike. He's gone on the ground. He's picked up by Yorkshire.
The player was back on the middle there from Ethan. He got himself on the short edge. He's got to move as a fullback, create the space, and he pushed himself down the short edge and kicked the ball himself.
Yorkshire toughing this one out. Still in front by 2 points. Driving from deep inside their own quarter. That's Bailey Woods. Big and strong. And again, another sensible play through the middle. Are they going to go early with the kick? No evidence of it so far.
No, that's a penalty, and that's a bad penalty to give away from Austin Mossop there. I think play 4 or 5 on the set, relieving. They're under all kinds of pressure, Yorkshire. A little bit disjointed. They've lost the playmakers out the back, so and the organisation's gone a little bit out the window. So they're going to have to play route 1. They haven't even opted to kick on that play when they had the penalty. They're just looking to run the ball. So it just shows you that nobody's taking control. They had the ring behind them, could have knocked the ball out, got another 20 metres, but looking to play at 1-out football.
Yeah, there's Berry. Up to the halfway line. Diskin, where's his options? Who's running for him? That man is Robbie Newton from Cutside. Up towards the 40 metre line he goes. Yorkshire inside Cumbrian territory. Up by 2 points. Long kick comes in. It'll bounce, it'll bobble, it'll trickle. Is there too much? No, it holds up. It's behind the try line again. Bickerdike, work to do. Does it well to get back in the field of play. Now Bivy picks up, cuts his way forward. Doesn't get too far though. Burden with the challenge.
It's important that Yorkshire are clean here, and when they try to contain Cumbria playing a little bit lateral. Somebody's got to take the ball hard and straight and play the ball quick. Maybe get a penalty, a pressure relieving penalty.
Still a few forwards getting back in this set as far as Cumbria are concerned. As Turnbull found himself with just a little bit of space then on this edge. Infield it comes. Sanderson.
Last tackle, and they're only up to the 30 metre. So this kick has got to be real good and strong from Ethan.
It's a long kick from Bickerdike.
It's not a bad kick, that. He'll settle for that.
Considering the strength of the breeze, that is a good kick.
Especially for it to bounce in the field of play as well. And you've got a little bit of control, on the restart, because you've got a dead ball restart, so you can organise your defence a little bit rather than have broken play. Get a little bit of a breather, because this is going to be a big set defensively for Cumbria. They're going to need to work hard, hit round the ball, get numbers in, try and unsettle Yorkshire. They just need that little bit of luck to get some field position, and when they do, they've got to just play, middle edge rather than middle edge. Get back on that middle to create space either side, so the pivots can split and attack from either side rather than short little edge plays.
Here comes Brooks, straightens up. Did pretty well on the back of that play, in all honesty. Didn't look like there was much doing.
No, he made some good metres, but he stretched the Cumbria defence. And, player 2 and they're on that right edge from the left edge, so they're moving Cumbria about a little bit. There's a few lads going down injured.
Purdy with that last carry. Good defence again. Prairie around the midriff. Diskin, option out left. Running for him is Skipper Green. That's an excellent carry. Inside the 30 he goes. Yorkshire up by 2 points in this one. Ball sent back.
Going to run this play.
They certainly are. And they've got a bit of space down that side as well as he's dabbed forward. Bickerdike picks
That's
up.
a penalty, that was a penalty. Charlie Emsley. They kicked the ball through, and there was an escort off Charlie. He's got his hands on his head, but he infringed the player that went through, and he's given a penalty away. So they'll be dragging Charlie out. He's sin-binned in for a professional foul. He's walking off towards us now, pulling his head guard off. But Charlie, you got to know better than that, son. You can't do that. You know, it was well fielded by Bickerdike. If he wasn't going to be fielded by Ethan, he probably could do that. But it was just a gamble from him that hasn't paid off. They're a man down, they're defending the goal line. Probably 6 or 7 minutes to go, and Charlie will be off the field for that.
And they're going for goal as well here in Yorkshire. So this will take another minute or two out of the equation, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. And having said that, they're a man down, Cumbria, and there's a chance to run the ball. They've got the wind behind them, so if Cumbria have to start coming out with the ball, it's going to be difficult. So again, it's 2 points going to make a difference, really. If they score, it's a draw. If they score and kick the goal, they need to score and kick the goal to win. So maybe they could run the football and chance it. But I think a little bit of confidence has gone out of the Yorkshire side. They're playing a little bit narrow. They're playing off the rucks a little bit. They haven't got a natural fullback at the back. So he's organised them real well. He's back on now. So it'll make a big difference for him. He looks like he's struggling a little bit still.
He does still look like he's struggling.
But it'd be a big plus for them, and it's a poor kick.
Oh, that's a poor miss. Instead, kick forward. It's all chased after this one. Maybe they've had to call it's the last play or something.
I don't know.
We have done 8.
That was a strange kick, but
How long was left? It was the last call. Last play, yeah.
last play.
I thought it was 5 or 6 minutes left. We got the time wrong up here, but it was a good game that day, wasn't it?
It was a really good game, yeah. Yorkshire just edging it. I thought the way that Cumbria came back in that second half was excellent, to be honest.
Outstanding.
Cumbria just being edged out.
For 19s football, I thought it was clean the second half, some good football from both sides, and 2-point ball game.
So it's finished here, 22 points to 20 in favour of Yorkshire, who march on to play against Lancashire next week in the under-19s game, which will be a decider over at Heworth. Cumbria, they've been good. They were much better at this game than they were last week.
Yeah, probably balanced as a team, really, and good shape. Scored some good tries, never give up, tenacious in defence. Probably that try before half-time there, really, it was a difference between the two sides. I thought there was nothing in the two sides, just a great run, and then support was real good on that try, right on the bell, which gives them that cushion and a little bit of a platform to work off in the second half. But credit to Cumbria, they come back, and to get beat by 2 points when was lost at one stage, but again they finished the game real strong, which is credit to them.
Who were the outstanding performers from your eyes?
I thought Charlie Emsley played real well, fullback for the Yorkshire team, and
so it's Bradley in that, the fullback for Yorkshire.
10, which is Niall Green, had a good strong first down. George Hurst was impressive as well in the back row number 11. Ethan Bickerdike at the back. I think across the board there was a lot of good performances in what was difficult conditions. You don't realise how bad the conditions they are till you see the flags bent over. We're sheltered a little bit here, but the rain's coming down. That might not be seen on camera, and the flags are bending, and it's real difficult. But the ball control from both sides was outstanding, especially for the lads that are carrying strong and carrying in big numbers.
So we enjoyed the first game of this Three Counties Championship being held here at Millom. Join us in a few minutes' time when it's going to be the turn of the Open Age, and there's far more to come this afternoon on our league.